From your basic email desktop to access Google Docs, you can do that a few ways, but the fastest way would be you go up to this little matrix here and you click, and then you access Google Drive. Now what Google Drive will do is give you access to any documents that you've created before, folders that you've made. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And this is like a suggested thing. The things that you've worked on most recently, if that would be helpful to you, you can access the documents right from up here. But essentially, if you're just starting out, the New button will help you create anything new, like a folder. If you want to upload a file that you created in Word and edit it in Google Docs or a PowerPoint or something, you can upload things from your laptop. Folder upload if you want to upload an entire folder. But here would be if you want to create a new Google Doc, sheet, which would be an Excel spreadsheet, PowerPoint, forms, and we'll go over a lot of these as we progress through the class. But to this one, I want to just quickly go over Google Docs. So if you click this, it creates basically a Word document, but it's in Google Drive. And there's a lot of things that you can do with a Google Doc. There's basic editing. It's not nearly as powerful as Microsoft Word, but it's sort of like a scaled down version. But you can see you can change the font, the size of the font, and there's the basic editing tools and things that you can do. And you can format text, paragraphs, all that stuff. So you basically just have to go through and see what the deal is for all of these options. But one of the things, like let's say I titled this, and I could center that. I could change the font size. I could change the color. I could bold it, etc. You can do a lot of things to it. But one of the things is it always comes up the title as untitled. Usually what I like to do, it's not what you have to do, but this can be the title of the document. And what you do is once you type something here, if you click here, it automatically takes that first line and makes it the title of the document. So that's just another thing that you can do in Google Docs to get started in creating a new document. Now, another thing that you have to realize is that in the old days, you always had to save. And if anything happened, the computer froze or whatever, you would lose all your work up until the last time you saved. Well, the key thing here is that Google Docs saves automatically. So whatever you type in, whatever you do is automatically saved. So in theory, you won't lose any work. But I will show you soon how you can revert back. Like if you make a bunch of changes and then you decide you don't want them, there's a history feature that we can use to go back to an alternate version. It saves every version that you opened up. So you can do that. Now another important thing about Google and Google Docs is you can share this document with other people within Google or people that have different email accounts. You'll have to jump through a few hoops to share it with someone that's not within the Gmail Google email system, but I'm going to have us do that with Chestnut Hill College email, and you can see it's very easy. But just real quickly, if you click share, what'll come up is this is telling me I'm the owner. You can add people to this group. So let's say I just want to add somebody that's this one. So this is my Chestnut Hill College. Now, the key thing is here that Google loves to send you little messages about what you can and can't do. You just have to say got it to get rid of them. But I'm sending it to this person, which is actually me, just in a different email account. But it automatically makes them the editor. So that means that once they get this, they can access and make changes to the document. Sometimes you don't want them to be an editor. You want them to be a viewer. They can only read it. They can't edit or make any changes, what they can do is make a copy and then make changes to their copy. I'll show you how to do that at some point. But a viewer basically can't change the document that you're going to send to them. If you make them a commenter, what they can do is they can go through the document and add comments to it. Like if somebody was proofing it for you, they could add suggestions to whatever you sent them. So the key thing is usually you make people viewers unless you want them to have full editing. And then here, you can send them a message, and what they'll end up getting is an email from you with this message and then a link that will take them right to the document right here that they created. Now here, this always happens. I am not a Gmail person, so it's telling me that I'm sending it to someone that's outside of the Google, but yes, I want to share it with them anyway, and that's what you have to do. And now they should get an email. We'll check that in. There it is. So this is what they would see. This is the document I spoke of, and then they could click that, and then they would open it right up. So that's how you share. You can share documents with someone that does not have a Gmail account. They could have some account from another email provider.